So, the Backrooms. Going into this movie, I honestly wasn't sure how well this concept would work as a full-length film. The original Kane Pixels series works because it's short, mysterious, and unsettling. So I thought stretching it into a feature-length horror movie could have easily fallen apart. But honestly, I think the Backrooms worked. And what surprised me most is that the movie understood exactly what made the original series so effective in the first place. So first off, I really liked that the film stayed true to the found footage style of the YouTube series. It really balanced the first person perspective with the traditional third person shots, and instead of feeling gimmicky or overdone, it actually made the environment feel real as the movie went on. And I have to say, the movie genuinely made found footage feel fun again. For a while, the genre started feeling oversaturated, but the Backrooms reminded me why movies like The Blair Witch Project, Paranormal Activity, and Wreck work so well. It's not constantly throwing jump scares at you every 5 minutes. It relied more on atmosphere, tension, uncertainty, and the feeling that something is wrong even when nothing was really happening in the movie. And I thought that was one of its strong suits. The environments felt creepy, even the silence at times it felt uncomfortable. And I thought the camera work made you feel like you were trapped, especially when you went into that first person point of view. I also thought the practical effects and overall production design were really well done. The Backrooms themselves almost feel like a character in the movie. The endless hallways, the lighting, the empty rooms, everything feels weirdly real and unsettling. And the monster design was handled really well too. The main creature didn't feel overly complicated or over-designed. I also appreciated the Easter eggs sprinkled throughout the movie for fans of the original series. There's clearly a lot of respect for the source material here, without the movie constantly stopping to remind you of it. Another thing that I like was the movie actually tried to focus on its characters instead of just being non-stop horror scenes stitched together, especially the character of Clark. I like that the movie challenges the audience to question whether or not we should really empathize with them. As the movie goes on, you start seeing how the Backrooms are mentally affecting him, and I thought the moral ambiguity added a lot to the tension. But at the same time, that's also where my biggest issue with the movie comes in. I didn't necessarily dislike the direction they took Clark's character, but I do think the transition happened too suddenly. It felt like we missed a few important character moments that would have made his shift feel more natural. We went from him exploring the Backrooms with two other characters to all of a sudden he becomes this sort of deranged, psychotic character. It was a point in the movie where his behavior changed really quickly, and because of that, the pacing and parts of the second half feel a little uneven. I understood what the movie was trying to do with him psychologically, but I just wish he would have had more scenes developing that change instead of jumping straight into it. And I think because of that, the emotional scene that they were going for in the movie at the time of him sort of transitioning mentally, it didn't really hit as hard as I think it should have. Now, to be clear, this wasn't some massive issue that ruined the movie for me. It just felt like the one thing holding the movie back from being great, instead of just being really good. Because overall, I genuinely enjoyed the Backrooms. It was tense, creepy, it respects the original series, and it manages to make found footage horror feel immersive again instead of repetitive. I think fans of the analog horror and psychological suspense are probably going to have a really good time with this movie. I think overall they got a lot of things right. While the pacing was a little inconsistent at times, I thought the performances were great, and the film did a good job at utilizing the environment to create this constant feeling of dread. I definitely recommend the Backrooms, and even watching the YouTube web series if you haven't seen that already. The film is currently seeing a lot of success at the box office, and there's a lot of lore behind the idea of the Backrooms, so I think it may warrant a sequel, especially because it seemed like there were a few things about the film that felt unanswered. And I'd also like to see a few of the concepts from the web series make it to the big screen. So for the Backrooms, I'm going to give it a nice guy score of 7 out of 10. What did you think of the Backrooms? Have you seen it? Did it live up to your expectations? Or were you hoping for a mostly found footage type film? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember, keep believing, keep breathing, and as always, keep pushing peace. I'll catch you guys in the next one.